Morning, folks. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're all well. I certainly am keeping very well myself. My health is improving massively day by day. We're full gung-ho ahead with the guiding. So if you're interested in dates, please get in touch because we're starting to get busy. We're starting to get booked up. And the last thing we want is you to miss out on your chance to get a bit of fishing in. Remember, it's guiding, not catching, right? Don't have expectations of, oh, I'm going to fish with Pat Gallagher and he's some kind of expert, right? I blank just like the next guy, right? But I do know a lot about how to fish lures, where to fish lures, when to fish lures, etc. And that is something I can help you with. On those lines, right, a lot of people can't afford, or don't, either time-wise or financially to, pay. It's a lot of money. By the time you've paid for accommodation, you've paid me, you're not talking small money for a day's fishing, right? So what I've decided is I am going to do some virtual guiding, virtual tuition, right? So you'll be able to book a slot and we'll have a one-on-one session and you can ask me all the questions you want to ask me. I can show you my tackle boxes, what I'm using, how I'm using it, where I'm using it, as in what types of ground, whether it be estuary, shallow reef, open beach, etc., and talk you through how I'm fishing those lures and getting the results I've been getting over the last 25 odd years, right? This morning I wanted to talk about my favorite type of lures, which are hard plastic lures, right? Whether they're topwater or shallow divers or indeed deep diver sinkers. I just love to fish them. I just think they're a pleasure to fish. I'd rather be fishing a hard lure than anything else. I do like soft lure fishing. I particularly like vertically fishing from the boat. I don't see boat fishing as being a challenge as fishing from the shore. Like if a guy shows me an 83 centimeter bass he caught from the boat, I just go, yeah, so what? Like, big deal. Like anybody can do that. Like you put on the helix, it's like shooting fish in a barrel, right? It's not that there's no skill in it. I'm not saying that, there is, right? And I probably wouldn't, if somebody caught an 83, I'd be impressed either way. But what I'm trying to say is, not being disparaging, I'm just trying to say that it's not as difficult, to fish bass from the shore and to fish them from a boat are totally different things. And I fish from the boat, right? I like to fish from the boat. It's a lot of fun, right? You catch an awful lot of fish, but it's a hell of a lot easier, right? It doesn't compare. You can't compare an 80 centimeter taken from the shore to an 80 centimeter taken from the boat, right? Especially not if you're not skippering the boat, right? If somebody else is skippering the boat. So, it's just an opinion. But anyway, let's get back to the topic in hand, right? Which is hard lures. So I'm going to set up this system whereby you can book a one-on-one virtual session with me and at a reasonable price and talk fishing and ask me all the questions you want to ask or whatever. Because I know I've got a lot of guys in the UK and mainland Europe who, aren't going to be in Ireland, aren't going to have a chance to fish in Ireland and what have you. Now, hard lures have become very expensive, right? And particularly for young anglers, that's going to be a challenge, right? One company that is doing something about that is this company, and this is Fish Us, and this is the Esprit designed by Lorenzo, and it's an incredibly useful topwater lure. I've caught a lot of fish on that lure. I mean, that's it in white. I like it because there's no fuss. it's just nice and simple, and it's profile and action. That's what Lorenzo understands, right? And the action on this is a wide step walk the dog. It's just a brilliant lure, right? And like, I wasn't selling any of these until the show, and Marcin Cantor, fair play to him, demonstrated them and was talking about them. And then next thing you know, where people were coming to the store going, Pat, have you got an Espetite such and such? And I've had several messages since looking for the Espetite, the big ones and the small ones and everything else, right? So that's the Espetite, and they're coming in at $18.90, so under €20 for a really good surface lure, right? I mean, you just can't fault that. I mean, you can't. It'll absolutely smash past this summer. Now, a little bit more expensive, right? But absolutely worth it. The Z-Claw from Exoris. That colour there is Ayu. It's between Ayu and white for my favourite colours. Like, if you've ever seen the smelt that are in the river, I mean, that is just them. And that orange nose does it for me. But you've got to remember that that's the most important part of your surface lure, right? Not this. This catches you. That catches the fish. You know? Why do I like it though? Well, in this case, actually the back does make a difference, because Exoris have changed it slightly, and it swims under the water a bit, right? If you give it a sharp tap at the start, it'll dart under the water and you can get it to zigzag, let it pop up, dart it down again, right? You know, and again, like all lures, I would say mix it up, fish it fast, fish it slow, you know, until you find what way they want it on a given day. Now, here's the Espetite. Let me just give that a second to come into focus. There we go. In Ayu. I mean, just lovely. On a sunny day, the sun is going to catch that lure and glint. I mean, it's just lovely. And under €20 for that. That's €10 cheaper than their competitors. I mean, you know, it goes to show you how much is just being stuck on the top, right? So really worth having a think about buying yourself some fish hook lures, right? That's the box, so you recognise it. That's the 110. Now, this I love, right? Okay, and I'm not going to tell you what I don't like. You tell me in the comments what it is I don't like about the Ubuntu 95. Because it's a fantastic lure, right? And we'll talk about it again the next day. But if I were you, I would go out now and buy myself an Ubuntu 95. In fact, I'd buy a 135 as well. The 135 is an absolutely mint lure. And it's the perfect size for big bass. If you're after big bass, right? So I want to show you something that's very, very handy, right? So here's a way to rig your feed shallows, or your feed poppers, right? Now, I rig them this way. Now, normally I make these myself, but on the day we were up the river and the fish were just screaming and I had to get a single on, so I used a made-up Savage Gear one, right? All the fish were caught on this hook here, right? So they were slamming the lure mid-body, right? When you're putting the fish in the net, right, it makes an enormous difference. And it did not affect my hookup rate whatsoever. and it did those fish a lot less damage. Now that's the Feed Popper 120 in dolphin fish. I mean, it's just amazing. Looks like nothing that swims in the sea, and yet catches loads of bass, right? So you can see here, this vein at the back gives it quite a bit of stability in the water, right? Makes a huge difference. Sticking with ultimate fishing for the moment, here we go, the Pachinko 140. Undoubtedly my favourite size in that lure, right? Now they have the 125 and all the rest. Here it is here in Agi, which is a lovely colour in fairness. Very natural, right? But if you told me you can only have one of the two, I'd take the 140 all day long, right? I don't have any of the IMA surface lures in at the minute. What I do, I have my own ones, my old ones that I fished with, but they're in another box. So you've got the Chappie, brilliant lure, you've got the Skimmer, brilliant lure, and you got the Pukachev, which is a special little lure. I love that Pukachev, really love it. In terms of hard lures, jerkbaits or what have you, now not in this colour, to be honest, but that there is one of my favourite hard lures of all time, right? It's the SF125 Komomo, right? It just flies out. It casts so well. It swims so shallow. Now, I do like the matte finish, and the one thing I love about this lure is the strip of orange, especially over kelp beds. I think it's just amazing. It makes a huge difference, red or orange. Fish can see it and up they come for it, right? Again, more affordable than a lot of the other lures. I have tried my best to convince people that they should not leave home without one of these lures, right? Trevor, God rest his soul, from Jersey, I'll never forget how excited he was about this lure in the Bano 20 years ago. I mean, he just fished it and fished it and fished it and fished it. And he caught fish after fish after fish coming out of that estuary. I mean, he hammered them on it. And it was our first time seeing it. I mean, you know. Now, I don't like the 105. I don't. I like the 155 and I like the 128. Don't like the 105 at all. Don't like it. Don't buy it. Don't sell it. No, not for me. Now, people might do very well on it. They might like it. They're absolutely free to. But I don't like it. Don't have any confidence in it, so don't bother with it. Feed Popper 100 sardine. Absolutely killer little lure, right? Going to get some singles on that today. Superb, just superb. Right, so you can fish that quite quickly, or you can fish it quite slowly, or, especially in the night time, you can just dead drift it in the current and they'll still hit it, right? My favourite shallow runner of all time, the infamous DC12 from Duo, right? Absolutely killer. Killer lure, right? I have a feeling though, I'm going to be fishing a lot more IMA, and I have a feeling IMA are going to outdo them this year. Just saying, I don't know, right? Back to Topwater, the Asturi and baitfish, right? That's the Asturi 130. I'd go up as far as 150 for bass, European bass, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely no problem. The one thing I love about Tackle Wave is the range of colours that they have, right? They're all the European colours. So they've got white, they've got cotton candy, they've got the Hound Glide, because they don't make the Hound Glide for the for the Japanese market, right? So I've got hound glides, I've got Suzukes, I've got Komomos, I've got Pukachevs, I've got little choppy 80s, I've got all sorts on the way, right? But that cotton candy in the daytime is well, and in the nighttime as well, but in the daytime it can be an absolute game changer, right? This I love. Exorus, Zedclaw, Ghost Lacan, just lethal, just lethal. And then we get down to the smaller story 110, and again you can see rigged with single hooks. I can pull that over weed beds. I can throw basically wherever I want. Look, I'm sure it'll focus on that hook, will it? Right up here. No. There we go. I go in very slowly. You can see what I've done. Right? And there's a video there of how to do that, how to rig your lures that way. It saves the fish, it saves you. It's a much better way. Here's a lure I really lot of time for. The Duo 120 Sprat floating. Absolutely gorgeous lure, right? Typical Duo style, has a really tight wobble, really tight action, gives off a lot of vibration. The Sprat series you can see are a slightly wider body than the typical 120 slims and the 125 and the SLD slim long distance, etc. Right? But that is a real killer lure, an absolute killer. So yeah, that's it. Just wanted to take you through some of the hard lures that I fish, because I fish a lot of hard lures, all the time. Don't want to take that out of the box because it's for sale and I can't find my one. But that's the Pachinko 125, which is 18 grams, so it casts like a bullet. And that's it there in white blanc, which is obviously French for white. My French leaves a bit to be desired, right? And there is the Zedclaw in blanc, right? I mean, a thing of beauty. So I'm just getting ready to put some singles on that today. It's going in the vise, and on we go for Prince Edward Island. So that's it, guys. So lots of big orders on the way. The site is still up and running. We're kind of low on product, but we sold a lot of stuff at the show. So I wanted to show you this. Now this is not the exact bait. This is the Madfin, but it is very similar to the motherworm, and I've just ordered some motherworm, right? Now they are really soft, so fish are going to destroy these lures. Look how soft they are, but my God, do they fish incredibly well. They are fantastic. Madness, motherworm. Guys like Pat O'Shea and Jim Clossy and the lads from Cork Harbour will remember the motherworm when it came out, and fishing it up in the East Ferry, you know, on the high water, marking those bass and dropping a motherworm in on top of them. I remember being in the boat with Pat, and he absolutely schooled me in how to fish the motherworm. Absolutely schooled me. And then he took me out the front of Cork Harbour, and we were live baiting, and I hooked a bass, and by Jesus, to this day I think it's the biggest fish I ever hooked. It took me straight into the kelp. I couldn't stop it. I was fishing a Super Mix 240. Couldn't stop the fish. Just too powerful. It was gone. So I want to show you one last range of hard lure, and then I'm going to leave you alone for the morning, right? If you're interested in a virtual session, please leave a comment, get in touch. Comment anyway, say hello. So I'm going to start stocking some trout lures because I'm doing a lot of trout fishing and salmonid fishing. This is the Ryuki S sinking, right? Absolutely phenomenal action. Great sea trout lures as well, so really useful for the sea trout. And I have already stocked the Ryuki salt water. I use this particularly on the open beach. I find it just look how slim the profile is, right? I mean, awesome imitation of sprat or mackerel or joey mackerel or whatever, and it's a sinking lure, right? So I can count it down, fish it hard to the bottom, right? So that's it for this morning, guys. Just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. You know, we've talked all day about soft plastic fishing, etc., etc. So I just wanted to talk a bit about hard lure fishing and throw out that idea about doing some virtual guiding or virtual tuition or whatever you want to call it, right? You get to pick my brains for whatever length of time and for a small fee. So other than that, we were shad fishing yesterday. It was tough going. I'd one fish. Craig had Irish all-round angler Craig schooled me yesterday in the art of shad fishing. So I thought it'd be like a mackerel bash. It really wasn't. They were very tight yesterday, very hard to get a fish. But I got one. I was happy enough with that. So and then I was tired. I came on home. I said, enough's enough. I'm tired after the weekend. The show took a lot out of me. Really working very, very hard. So that's it for today, guys. Mind yourselves and tight lines.